One of the compliments one of our friends gave us from a band called Strangers, we just talked about them, from Canada.
Yeah.
He was like, if I get too depressed and listen to your music, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like that's a compliment, guys. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Podcast and stuff. We just started. Who am I here with today?
My name is Mikkel. I'm the singer.
I like you look for confirmation. Like,
yeah,
is that my name?
Is that my name? Yeah. My name is Mikkel Jakobsen. I'm the singer in the band The Foreign Resort.
Yeah.
You play the guitars too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I play guitar and bass.
Let me real quick move it up. 'Cause now that you're looking at me, that's my fault.
All right.
There we go. Oh shit.
Got it.
Or not. That happens.
There you go.
And then, yeah. Oh, we move it a little back.
Yeah. Something.
Like that. Yeah. In your head.
There we go.
Oh, we.
Yeah, you play the guitars and the vocals.
Sing
vocals,
vocals, and bass and guitar.
All right.
Yep.
What about
My name is Morten. I play the drums and I sing some backing vocals now and then. Yeah.
And then there's the
And
other
my
guy.
name is Steffan, and I do the rest.
And drinks beer.
There we go. This is probably a question you hear a lot, but like, how'd you get into doing this music game?
Just the passion of music, I guess. I've been knowing Mikkel for a long time, and one day we just like started talking, and he had a couple of songs in the drawer, and
It
we
was
just
pretty
got
easy going
together and
begin with,
started
yeah.
to play, and then everything just went smoothly, and just
Yeah. And then it became all serious.
yeah. We messed around a few years figuring out like the sound, the songs, like where do we want to go, what music do we like, and all sorts of stuff, and then tuned in, and then started to make more songs.
Yeah.
Became an album, another album, and then another album, and then touring, and then yeah, basically.
Around what year or time was this? What year time?
Oh man, 2006 was the year. Like that was the summer I came up to Morten and said, "Hey man, you want to play drums?" And I got some songs.
Yeah.
And then by that time we had our original guitarist, Henrik. See, Steffan is not really the original member, but he's the touring original member.
Okay.
So yeah, 2006, and then it took us we wanted to play shoegaze, but we didn't really know how. So it took us a couple of years before we got the right pedals and the right sound, and then we ended up finding out that we actually didn't play shoegaze at all.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, is that what you guys are? Because I'm like, from hearing, I've only heard like the stuff live, and then like the newer albums, like when Chris promotes them and stuff. So I was like, man, like I'm not as familiar with shoegaze, but like, is that shoegaze? I was
It's kind of shoegazy. If you look at my pedal board, like there's delay and double delay and reverb, so the guitars are very shoegazy, but with the rhythm section and the backtracks,
okay,
it's way more post-punk. Like we noticed our German audience, they were like nail polish, black nail polish, eyeliner, and all black, and I was like, what's going on there? What? I don't know what's going on. And then after a while, I was like, okay, they're goth. We have a goth audience in Germany. I'm like, okay, so we tried to kind of move our music more in that direction. Not as a pleasing thing, but we were like, oh, okay. Because the shoegazers, they saw us as traitors. They're like, no, you're not shoegaze.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So is that like one of your bigger markets, Germany? Or?
Germany is really good for us.
Okay.
We played Wave Gothic Treffen, which means like the gathering of Wave Goth.
Yeah.
New Wave is Wave in Germany for some reason. So we played there in 2014, and it opened like doors for us all over Germany.
Okay.
So it's not like we're huge, but wherever we play in Germany, there's like a couple of hundred people coming out, which is really nice. And they buy merch. Really supportive audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I come from like electronic and hip hop background, just being from New York and stuff. But I have, I've done my share of like listening and everything. But like I hear you guys sometimes live, and I get like a bit of a Cure vibe to it, like here and there.
Oh yeah,
I listened a lot to The Cure when I was younger. Still do.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of the '80s music.
Yes, I get some of that. Like, every now and then I'll like, oh, this reminds me of Depeche Mode here and there, So,
and sometimes you have the shoegaze reference. Sometimes there's small parts and stuff like that, and maybe that's why we considered ourselves more shoegaze back in the days, And,
maybe because I like shoegaze better. I want to play what I like.
Yeah,
but I can't.
Once we realized that we weren't shoegaze 100%, we was like, okay, what if some of it is shoegaze, what is the rest? And he's like, it's more post-punk, more new wave, more, and then,
I think there's simply too much energy in the band. Like some of the demos I recorded, like just programmed drums and stuff at home. I brought them into the practice space, and then the other two, they were like, okay, let's try and work with them. And then, 1 hour later, it's like, duk, 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 duk. I'm like, oh, that's not shoegazy at all. It's like, okay, well, then here we go. We'll go down that road. So there's just... there's too much energy for us to be gazing at our shoes, really. Like it's over the station out.
So that's where it actually comes from literally like gazing at the shoes.
I think it was NME or something back in like the late 80s.
Okay.
That were watching these bands, like, what do you call them, introvert bands that were kind of shy on stage, just watching their shoes while having like a forest of pedals. I'm like, oh, shoegaze.
The music that got me into even wanting to make music was like a lot of prog rock bands, So like things like Dream Theater to Yes and all that stuff.
All right.
And it's funny because they don't get called shoegaze, but they get that. They just stand there shit. Because they're just wanking away doing whatever,
But it's really,
it's just funny.
The music is really technical as well.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like you can't
rock.
Yeah. You can't play Dream Theater and look like Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. That's not possible.
But they still you still get that flack,
Exactly.
Still catch the flack. So it is what it is. But what's the songwriting process like? Who is there a main songwriter? Is it a band thing? What's this like?
Mikkel usually, like comes with demos and sketches. Some is done, some
so
is
not. Everybody,
and,
then, like a demo, and then you like give it to the band or something, or like.
Sometimes we just like
usually I come up with a demo.
Okay.
But sometimes, like for before South by Southwest this time, we wanted to release a single. It didn't happen. We didn't have time, but we tried. So throughout January and into February, I came in with like just small ideas, and then we tried to like actually build them from scratch. And we went through that was like a healthy process. Because it was like really old school jamming. Like, okay, let's try to make this work. How about this groove to that riff? Like, how does that work? It was a very interesting process.
Kind of sucks. Okay.
And kind of stressful at the same time. Make it work so we can release that goddamn single. Like,
now you're going with a deadline and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of a challenge, but we failed, I guess. We don't have a single.
But you can still release it when it's time. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And we got some songs that weren't single material, but actually good material as like album songs.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not radio friendly, but they're really good, nice, depressive songs. So that came in. It's like a byproduct.
Good, nice, and depressing. Yeah, that's the formula.
Yeah, that was one of the compliments one of our friends gave us from a band called Strangers. We just talked about them. From Canada. Yeah. He was like, if I get too depressed and listen to your music, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like that's a compliment, guys. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I grew up with hip hop first, so I was always lyrics first. But as I became like a musician myself, I kind of shifted in that now I almost always hear music and everything's like an instrument, even the voice. So I almost don't know what any song is about unless I take the time to like look at the lyrics, because I hear your voice, but it's like another melody.
I know exactly what that's.
So like I don't even know that the songs are depressive. So I'm like, really? Are they?
I'm mostly thinking about the sound, but yeah, The American Dream, that is pretty depressive, isn't it?
Oh fuck. I mean, yeah, you just say it, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. So in that sense, yes, too. But I don't know. That says a lot about the songwriting process too, actually, because like lyrics, they're always the last thing. I'm always.
I took some. So I think one song you did. I wrote down a few songs, but one song you did was is it Colleen?
Yeah.
So what's that one about?
Well, it's actually it's part 2 to a song called "The Starlit Sea."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a love song, but then you finally met that, and you got the girl, and then she turns out to be a bitch. Simple as that.
Yeah,
it's not very deep, but it's like, whoa, you've been hunting her, and you got her now, and then oh man.
Yeah, but everybody can relate to that though.
Yeah.
So I mean, it has it, and then it's probably happened to us more often than we wanted to. So yeah, no, you hear that shit, and it's like, God damn it.
The problem is now people come up, oh man, you have that song Colleen. My name is Colleen. What's the song about? I'm like, oh shit. Well, it's about a girl called Colleen.
Yeah, and she turns out to be a bitch.
Had I met you though, would have been a completely different song.
exactly.
That's how you sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about Flushed?
Flushed.
That song sounded amazing when I heard it.
Yeah,
I was like, shit.
It's one of the songs that we thought were good to begin with, and then we realized that people really like that song. You know, sometimes that's kind of surprising. Well, not surprising in that sense, but you know, that people
like
thought it was
this
so
shit.
good.
What?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you really like her music. But what's it? It's like it's a love song, like painful love. A lot of that. I prefer to write about politics, but it's just not always there. It's more difficult actually to make it.
It's
poetic.
difficult to have the poetic aspect of the lyrics while you put up political content in it. You know.
Maybe just for me, like Rage Against the Machine did it
Yeah,
beautifully.
yeah.
But
it was also a different time there. I feel like of the recent political albums I've heard, like people appreciate that it exists, but no one's actually jamming it. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh, that's cool, or maybe they'll just be like, no, they don't even like it to begin with. But either way, even when they think it's cool, from right now in the current climate, they're like, that's cool, we appreciate you did that, and then they just keep moving on to whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. We've had some pretty good responses to the EP. We made the American Dream, which and I think 5-song EP. 4 of the songs are about like a commentary to the American political climate, and it was released in 2015, so it kind of had this second run because it was already like, what do you call it, up to date on the subject because of the American system and everything going on, homeless people and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it got that second run because Trump got elected. And now it's more.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's pretty sad. And
then the whole album title, the American Dream, just
now LCD sound system.
But it becomes some ironic in some way, because it's
there is no American dream,
exactly.
Not in America at least.
So the American dream is this glamorous whatever illusion. It doesn't really exist, It's just like what do exist is the outcome of it all, and that's
the only problem with water for the host.
That's something else,
But the problem is, well, not the problem. What we expected could be a problem is like us as Europeans having an opinion about what goes on over here.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh.
I was gonna get into that, yeah.
Yeah, but the fact is we know a lot of people. We've been toured. We played like 300 shows over the last 8 years over here. And we have a lot of friends like that are artists trying to make it, and then they tour and then they go home to their day jobs, and it sucks for them. Like I had people like calling, like Chris Klein in San Antonio. Like he told me like, I cry just a bit every day, like after Trump got elected, because it's so fucked up. And it's these friends. It's actually out of like it's inspired by these people that we know. That whole commentary came out. It's not that we're sitting in Europe judging Americans, because the fact is actually one of the reasons why we wrote those songs is that we care for these very, what do you call it, friendly people over here that we know and that suffer under the American system. So it's like it's an insight we have. Like it's not just standing over there judging people.
But it's the same thing. Like the whole thing about the American dream. The outcome of it, just like tons of working poor, corporate businesses controlling everything. And, as Mikkel was saying, like, we're looking at America and saying, like, what the fuck is going on? We have to write something about it. But the truth is also that all that is happening in Europe as well.
Yeah, we're going the same way.
It comes to Europe. It's slipping under the door into our country, to Denmark. Like we can see it. You can see that.
You got
happening.
working poor in Germany too.
Yeah, exactly. It's just coming closer and closer and closer, and you go like, is that how it's supposed to be? Like all over the world, or like what?
It's wrong.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, this goes into like mindset, like of us as people, like not even collective. I mean, as individual, because it almost seems like if the more you concern yourself with that micro window, it is extremely depressing. Like
Yeah.
And like it would be nice to change it, but it's like the more you concern with that, unless that becomes like your main ideal in life, like it's almost gonna be like such a gargantuan wall of 2 chains. But at the same time, like if you want to do whatever it is the thing you do, like you almost kind of gotta like, I don't want to say turn a blind eye, but it's just like
that's exactly what I do sometimes.
Yes.
I choose not to watch the news.
Yes.
Like it's actually a blessing being on tour like this because we don't have time to watch the news or to follow what's going on. Really, it's like we have the driving to do, we have the shows to play, radio interviews and stuff like that, and there's just no time to follow whatever an idiot Trump said today, like or tweeted. So and then that's kind of a blessing. Like ignorance is becoming a blessing because it's more and more sad news coming out these days.
And it is, and that's the only way we could keep doing our thing. But that's also kind of what keeps it like going, which is almost like sad. It's like.
But then again, it's completely what you call that, a downward spiral.
Yeah.
Some kind of way, because the more you think of it in a bigger perspective, the more depressive it is. The thing is, though, that you really have to, you're forced to look at it. Because if everybody turns a blind eye, we will all be working poor in not only 20 years, but in 5 years. You really have to deal with it.
You have to fight.
But you have to like maybe choose to do it in the way that as an individual can make a difference, and how you can incorporate it into something funny, or like, because it's fun for us to play music. It's not depressive to write the songs, even though they're depressive. But it's just like you have to work around it.
It's to create an awareness without like having this. Like what Morten is also saying, like we play shows, we don't want people to be like, oh shit, I feel so sad, I've been watching this band. So it's like more to convey the message, saying like, hey, this is suburban depression. Like you all know how it is. Like you're stuck in traffic every day and it sucks.
Buy a house.
Let's have a beer and dance.
Yeah,
we're here now. Like, and then you go home and get depressed.
Go home and look at your mortgage.
No. I'm always trying to I'm trying to turn it into kind of a joke.
Yeah,
it's kind of these sad jokes. You're laughing, but you're kind of like, oh shit.
It's like the irony of it all.
Yeah.
and shit.
It's the same with a good stand-up comedian. It's like saying all kinds of bullshit with like super sad subjects, and everybody's sitting there,
it's like
laughing their asses off, and it's a good way to do it. Like.
Let me ask, and hopefully this is an okay question, but like, so is this the band itself? Is that like the full time for all of you guys? Or?
No, not at all.
We work on the side.
We go home. We save
like
up. We save up money, working our day jobs to go on tour, and then we go home like work in the hole when we get back.
Damn.
We do get some financial support from the Danish government. You see, when you pay taxes in Denmark, you actually get something back. That's why we're not afraid of paying taxes. Yeah, exactly. That's
great.
Like, the Danish Rock Council.
Okay, what?
They supported us.
That's a thing?
Yes.
That's a thing.
Danish Rock Council. They supported us with $2,000 for this tour.
Wow.
We applied, project description, budget, and then they gave us
That's amazing.
$2,000. Sometimes we get more, sometimes we get less. You don't know because you have to apply, but that's some of the tax money. That's where they go.
But our right-wing government right now is taking everything apart.
Yeah, giving it to opera.
So that kind of institutions.
Also, still going to the arts, but different arts.
Yeah.
Those kinds of
institutions
in Denmark, they're becoming smaller and smaller, and like 10 years you can't apply for that anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, hopefully
Just
we'll have to.
So take
yeah,
advantage.
but
while
right now
here.
it's pretty good. So
But yeah, so we go home and work. Like I come home on April 2nd, and on the 3rd, I'll be
yeah,
working.
back in the
right
back
back.
in the
Yeah.
back in the hamster wheel.
I was even like Steffan because he lives
on.
like 200 kilometers from Copenhagen,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey man, so we're flying out Thursday morning. Can you any chance you can arrive like Tuesday so we can rehearse? And he's like, no, I'm working. So there was no band practice before we went over, and we just went over and played.
Damn.
But it's like I don't know. I'm a teacher.
Okay.
It's a nice job. I really like my job, so that's a good thing. It's not like I come home and I hate my life. But,
What type of teacher?
I teach it. Oh, what is that? An ice
That's
truck?
some food, ice
Nice.
cream shit.
Nice.
That's
That's cool. Anyway,
it's real. It's real shit. This is real. Outside is Austin. This is what it
Perfect.
is.
like a little flavor there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
In Denmark, those kind of trucks have a bell.
That's the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
That's when you teach your kids, like, when the bell rings, that's because it's sold out. They're like, oh,
That sucks.
okay. So
Don't
It's
bother.
almost like bragging.
Yeah.
Like it was a good day for us, but not you.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, but I teach Danish to foreigners.
Yeah.
So when you move to Denmark and you want to learn Danish, that's me. I'm one of them.
Okay.
So it's the adults.
That's what's up.
I couldn't teach children. I don't have the
Patience.
no, not at all.
I see. So like, yeah, because Klein was telling me like you guys like, you're one of the hardest working bands because of all the shows. He's like just America alone, over 300 shows. You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like what keeps you guys going? Because I have a bunch of musician friends who, you know, as you keep trying to live that duality of life, it's like they eventually give up the music, you know?
I think, and that we can kind of go back to the question you said. You were like, why did you start playing music? I don't know why we started playing music. Yes, because we wanted to play music. But the reason we keep on playing music and keep touring is, for me, meeting people.
Okay.
I love communicating with people and just meeting people. And then, of course, there's this big musician's ego. I love when people dig my music.
Yeah.
Look at me, that thing. but really, like it's like right there up there with the big musician's ego is like just meeting people, hanging out, like sitting here right now. We're staying with Mike and Paul here in Austin.
Yeah, who you didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, whoa, it's wonderful people. And that would never happen if we weren't playing music. So it's a beautiful thing. Like
The power of music.
yeah, exactly.
That's
I
what's
always
up.
little hashtag music unites. I love it.
Is that the current tour, Music Unites?
Yeah, actually, I need to retag here, man. I posted today already.
That's
never
what's
mind.
up. That's what's up.
So yeah,
I guess like for me it's also just like playing music. I just like music is a big part of my life. You know, I listen to music every day. Yeah, so it's just a big part of my life, and I love I love to play music, also because it's an interaction between the people that plays music. Also the creation of the music, that process is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. You know, like you create something. You go on tour, you meet people, as Mikkel was talking about. You know, like you give the music to people, and it starts to live its own life, and then
And then
eventually
suddenly
it
Flushed
comes
is
back.
Popular.
Eventually it comes back to you, and through that you meet the people, because they come to see the show, we perform, give them the music live, they come and talk, we hang out, talk about the world, whatever we talk about, that's cool.
That's what's up.
So and then of course it's time off, basically
It's a hard time off.
Everybody's going
in that
like
sense. It's hard work, but it's everyone loves what they do.
Yeah,
you must be tired and blah blah blah. So maybe I was a little bit tired, but I would be if I were on vacation with my son and my girlfriend. I'd probably be as tired as sitting here. Same thing. It's just like this is fun. It's good times.
That's you mentioned the creative process. That's probably the number one reason why I still do it. Like I have a hard time describing why, but it's like I do music, I do podcasts and like live concert stuff that I film for other people now, and I'm like, Sometimes I wonder, like, why the hell I do this? Because it's not. I'm not making.
But it's an urge
Yeah.
to create
Yes,
something.
it is.
It's an urge to just like put things together and go
Yes.
like, oh, I can do like this, and oh, wow, dude, this sounds cool. Yeah, and then we can do this and that, and throw a guitar on it, and turn it up. It's like, yeah, cool. And then the whole creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many aspects actually
Yeah.
to what's going on. Like right now, we're talking to a label after playing here at South by Southwest, and then that whole thing, the negotiation. Like, will they be able to give us what we want? Will they even, when we tell them what we want, will they give us that, or will they say fuck off, or what will happen? That whole thing. There's kind of like there's so many things going on. Driving on the freeway, like whatever, and everything like that surrounds this thing. There's. I can't think of, well, maybe flying is the one thing I don't like. It's not because I'm afraid of flying, but it's just boring as hell.
And waste of
sit
time.
there.
Really,
Yeah, you just sit there. But everything else is just, it's fun.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it's the funny part as well. Like the thing that you like, passionate about, that you like to create, have the opportunities to turn into small business as well. So of course I have the dream about like quitting my day job, of course, and like could live off it. That would be cool too. So there's tons of layers in it.
Exactly.
So
that's another thing. Like labels always say like, well, we only sign bands that want to tour, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't have to go home and work when I'm done touring, then I can tour more. So don't give me that shit. I'll tour. Don't worry.
Give me
I just
some
don't want to
money.
go home and then save up for the next tour. That's bullshit.
For sure. Like what in this current like streaming market then, so like what are the labels like, are negotiations for that like the same as they were 10 years ago? Like is it less on the table now, more, or like
it depends. Like there's a lot of that 360 deals going on,
man,
where they do all the booking, all the merchandise, everything.
they get a little bit
They get a cut of everything because really like the money is in touring right now and what surrounds touring, because people buy vinyl on tours, they buy merchandise of any kind.
But then again, it's like a give and take, because if you have a deal like that, 360, whatever, the label would probably to begin with say like, okay guys, you have a budget of like say $1 million to do like a
million.
yeah, but I don't know, like but it has to cover like touring, PR campaign, recording, releasing, everything, that's your budget. How you fucking manage it, that's pretty much up to you. But we want that and that and that and that and those results. So, work with that, and then they're entitled to take a cut of everything.
Which is okay.
But some of them are just like, yeah, we want a cut of this and this and this. Okay, so what about the printing of whatever? Oh, you have to pay for that. It's like, no. Do I have to pay for that also? So, yeah. Okay, and I want a 50% cut of what you're paying for. Huh? Tons of deals like that.
There's a lot of that because musicians, like generally speaking, are not businessmen.
Yeah.
And that's also why we have a manager. Like I'm good at booking shows. I'm really good at it. If I've I'll brag here. But as far as like reading a contract and then seeing exactly those things translated into like different things in an agreement, and it's like I don't always see that. So we were negotiating a contract. Thank you. And I was like, we got the second draft, and I was like, Jennifer, that's our manager.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Jennifer, that actually looks okay. And she was like, no. Okay. And I trust her. I totally trust her. So I'm like, okay, when we go back, and then you say, this is not enough. Whatever. I'm not going to get into too many details.
Yeah.
But it's exactly those things that Morten were talking about, like touring budget. For us coming over here, we need $3,000 just to be able to tour because we need work visas.
Yeah. Damn.
So that's where that starts.
So it's then again, like you have a lot of money up front. You need to recoup. Some of the labels, they just want to cut from the start. Just like, I just want to recoup my money that I have up front, and then you come in second.
Yeah.
No, we want to cut as well, from the start. It's like, okay, we're not having a deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm doing business with you. I'd rather not.
That's the beautiful thing right now for us, is that we're actually at a point where those shitty deals won't make a difference for us. so we can just say no. Like I would love to have a good record deal, but if there's no good record deal, we'll just continue doing what we did before. Like we actually do have labels that are interested, like more on a basic level, where we pay for the printing, but then that is also reflected in the split.
Okay.
Afterwards.
So they get like less, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like if we pay, we recoup our expenses first, and then because we paid for it, so it goes under the label name. It's like.
But then again, everything has become more easy. Everybody nowadays can record their own album.
Yeah.
We can go in that garage and record an album right now if you want.
Yeah.
Basically, you couldn't do that before. It was hard to get an access to a real studio to make a real production.
And now we're sharing our practice space. We're sharing that with the guy who runs the studio. So basically, he's just dragging the cables over to the other end to Morten's drums, and then he has all the nice analog preamps and stuff.
So it's all ready.
So it's super cheap for us to record. Like, and I'm like, what I usually say is like, you're not gonna make a better album if you have like fine leather interior in the studio and it's located in some forest, whatever. Fuck that. We're in the basement. There's like a window with no light coming through, and that's it.
There's so many examples right now of like, as long as you know what you're doing, like with that shit, like you don't need the finest of any of this shit.
No, but that's how it's been for like I don't know, since forever actually.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but now it's just even easier now.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying like some bands and some people still believe that that's the shit. I'm like, why? Why would you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for leather chairs? Like I don't care.
It goes back to that American dream. Like just growing up, you're we're showing that picture, and some people just keep looking at that. Never lose sight of it.
Yeah.
But then again, labels don't dictate anymore. They did that back in the days. They decided who went into the studio because they had to pay for it because it was expensive to go to the studio. Nowadays, it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Just,
well, we did that once though. We had John Fryer produce New Frontiers.
Okay.
So we had to pay him. That was obviously not cheap. And the studio, because he didn't want to sit in our basement. So we got a real studio and everything in Copenhagen, and we paid a lot of money for that. But I think
$10,000 or something like that.
It was more. It was more like 15 or something total, which is not even a lot. But we're not rich folks at all.
Yeah.
So. But the outcome was like, okay, I'm kind of satisfied. It's okay. But I think we got further just because of his name. Because that's talking about Germany again.
Yeah.
Like they knew exactly who he was. Like, oh, John Fryer. Okay. So the name brought us out there.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Opened some doors too. So that was kind of worth it in that sense. But like what we're doing right now, recording in our basement, in our practice space.
Works way better.
Way better.
Way better.
Sorry, John. but seriously.
But it's also because you don't have you pay for whatever a number of days in the studio and you go like, we need to get this done.
Yeah.
And same
like
with mixing.
in our rehearse space, with everything, we can just like, okay, I'm done. I'm flat. I don't have any more energy. Okay, cool. We'll just continue tomorrow. Mm-hmm. No worries.
And also just coming back. Like Morten can come back like a month later and say, you know what, that whole vibe of that song, the groove that I'm playing, I don't like it. I need to redo the drums.
Yeah. No. You guys need to redo the guitars.
Yeah, or something like that.
He's like, don't put this on me.
I'm just kidding.
See you later. Yeah. And in that sense, like that, this new album that we're recording will be recorded over a period of, I don't know, like 18 months or so.
Okay.
And we're not taking time off. We're actually doing it in the evening after working. Then we come out and record. So that
like we have
it's so far away from that studio where you kind of like go on vacation in the studio with fine interior and all that shit. We come out there, we're exhausted, been working all day. Like, oh shit, I slept like 6 hours last night, and my boss is a fucking asshole. You want to do drums? Yeah.
Let's have fun.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's almost like that's your happy hour. That's exactly
totally.
it.
That's if I wouldn't be doing that, I would be asleep in front of the television. I would be like at home just like that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, everyone's tired, but we're still doing it.
Yeah, cool. I'm pretty sure, like, because I've probably gone like 2 years, like, without a real job, just little things here and there, and like doing a lot of like creative stuff. And now I feel like, okay, I have the mindset that when I go back, like I can balance both now. Like the minute like 5 o'clock hits and I'm free, like I'm still be fucking working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and I didn't have that before, so that shit was just it was fucking me up. But I got like these life questions that I tend to do. So it might be slightly different than what you might hear in most normal,
okay.
but I'll hit you with them. And then we good. What is one thing you believe, but maybe the world thinks you're crazy for believing?
Wow. That's deep.
I told you, it's going to be different than what you normally hear.
As a human race, I think we're not alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think, like outside aliens, extraterrestrial?
I don't know about. I wouldn't call them aliens, but I would
it might just
probably
still be
call
on
them
Earth.
individuals or creatures or human beings or another kind of life form.
Okay.
You know, because just the Milky Way is so fucking huge, and of course it's possible that this can happen. Tons of other space, other places. You know, we're just the race that are so behind that we are not able to travel out and say hello.
And
you know,
reach out
they're
to
just
everybody.
watching us and say, those guys are fucking idiots. You know, and that's why we feel that we are alone, because they don't want to visit us, because they can see like, oh, you have a guy like Trump. Yeah, and people vote for him. I'm gonna stay in space, man. I'm gonna stay right here.
Yeah.
Just like see how that goes.
Just wait until they ruin
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. So yeah. Call me crazy.
All right.
I don't know. For me, that's kind of an extension of that, and it's a mix between hope and just total despair. Because I think like we're running Earth into the ground, and I think we as human race are gonna end like not within the next 50 years, but maybe within the next 100 years, because because of politicians and just general like
And
corporations and money, and greed. So
Actually-
so pollution, whatever, all those things that we, us left wings talk about. I believe that we're all gonna die as a human race, and that's gonna happen pretty soon.
Oh, man.
And it's not gonna be like some divine bullshit. It's just gonna be Earth like just giving up because we pushed it too far, and that's gonna happen. Like the poles are melting, climate change, whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, and I'm like kind of hoping that it won't, and that's maybe my utopia, that it won't, because I seriously believe that it will, and my kids are gonna die terribly.
Damn.
Yeah.
But hey, call me crazy. There's tons of people that say that shit has happened many times before.
Yeah.
Before us, and like the Earth will not run into the ground. It's the human race that would die.
True. Oh, yeah.
The Earth will survive. It will
It's
just like
happened before, it will
regenerate
happen
itself.
again.
Because that if the Earth doesn't care about if there's water everywhere or no water at all.
True.
The Earth
Mother Nature
doesn't
will
care.
The
But
cycle.
for us to be able to live here, we would run that into the ground. The conditions of living here. We will just like ruin it. We'll die.
I would like.
Yeah.
Steffan is always more optimistic than us. What's your
give
little
him the
utopic
mic.
vision there? Do you have one?
Or just
Not really.
Oh, come on, man. This is getting
I am a
depressing.
believer, though.
Believer in what?
Aliens and stuff.
Oh.
No. So, we have to take care of it ASAP. The whole environment thing, but yeah, it's uphill with all the companies, money, and politicians, as you say.
Yeah.
And as an individual, you can only do that much. But if you do it, then you're kind of done your part, and then you have to just
Ride a bicycle.
Hope, that's what I do. Hope for the best that the guy next to you does the same.
And if everybody does it, we're cool.
okay.
True. Yeah, we got to do it together.
All right. I think I kind of know the answer to this question, but again, it's just a series of things. What is your goal in life?
The what?
Goal in life. Goal?
Goal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, mine is actually just have fun and be nice. Actually, just like I don't have like the whole billionaire thing, or I want to make this company and make it huge and everything. I just want to be a good human being, actually, and enjoy myself being a human being. That's more or less my philosophy, and been for years.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
I think my goal is probably to just remember to appreciate everything each day, you know, because it's a good way to just, you know, attract good stuff to you, you know, like once you start like thinking like in a bad direction, bad thing will come to you. So yeah, so eventually if you just do that, and you of course you have to practice doing that, everything will be good. Life will be good. It's all that matters, you know. I feel rich, you know. Feel lucky that I can sit here. This is you know, this is doing this.
Yeah.
What you call it? Enriches my life. Can you say that?
Enriches.
Yeah,
It enriches your life. Enriches my life. You know, like having a kid, having a girlfriend, having being able to play music, being able to have a job that, you know, I can I kind of like.
It's super basic.
You know,
Like, I'm thinking like, what can I say now? But it's pretty much the same.
Yeah,
Like for a while,
I can't complain. You know, like tons of people.
We are the fortunate ones.
Yeah, exactly. Tons of people can't do the things that I do. I chose to work less and have as little money as possible, but just as much to be able to do this. You know, I can't work 70 hours a week and do this. I can. There's no time for it.
Yeah.
So you have to cut down. Like, see, okay, I have to.
and you can't have an important job either. Like that's one of the reasons why Steffan is playing like 95% of the shows, because our original guitarist, he's a graphic designer and he actually has the dream job.
Yeah.
But he gets no time off.
Oh man.
Nothing. He gets the 5 weeks per year that we get in Denmark. But yeah, that's it.
Damn.
But he spends them with his family too. So whatever, choices, and that's all
Yeah,
okay.
choices, yeah. But just be glad for whatever you have, you know.
Okay.
See?
Who do you love in this life?
My family.
Number one, me.
No, or okay.
Number one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you gotta love yourself.
But that's
first.
a
Is that
good
what you
example,
say?
because
I
struggled
can't.
with that too.
I would say
Yeah.
like I love my son, but I can't be anything for him if I don't love me. So I love me.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
And then I love my girlfriend and my son, my family, and then you know, yeah. So I would say like number one, me.
Okay. This is gonna. I already know because I see where you're going with a lot of them. But 3 things you're thankful for in this life.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think I already
Yeah,
told
yeah.
mine. You know, it's like I'm thankful for music. I'm thankful for being able to experience love in different levels. You know, being a father, being a good you know, partner, being, you know, a good friend, being, you know, just I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else. I don't know, but
For
basically
me, it's
it was-
also like it's the family and it's the people, again, the ability or whatever that we're here, that we can travel,
Experience
the world
other
and
people's,
meet these people.
Yeah.
Like, because it's I don't know, it's special relationships that kind of they last, and they're kind of. Sometimes there are people I don't see or talk to for months, maybe even years, and then suddenly there's an opportunity because we come back to this city, whatever it's St. Louis or Seattle or whatever, and then suddenly we meet up with them again. It's like, hey, how you doing? It's like we've never been away. Like, and I really appreciate those relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good.
Yeah, we're not meant to be alone.
No.
You know? So you know, basically, it's what I think everybody urges for. You just come out and just connect with other people. You know, maybe even like, because it reflects yourself in some kind of way. So you can reflect your own your own personality, your own you. You can reflect that in others, and
If you're an
That's
asshole,
pretty
you're
cool.
going to deal with assholes.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's healthy too. You know, you have to experience assholes to
Oh, yeah.
appreciate
Contrast.
We all
exactly.
met our share of those people, and we'll still meet some. But it's
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
learning experience too. You're like, I kind of sense that guy in there. He's incurable. Like that he's going to remain an asshole for the rest of his life. That sound guy there, he's just in a bad mood today. He's actually not an asshole, so we're just going to be so nice to him that he's going to be in a good mood when we in half an hour. It'll take a little while, but we'll get him there.
Got to chip him away.
Yeah. So everyone at the end of the night, like, cheers, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, getting the best out of people, just being a good person yourself, as good as possible. I know we're not perfect. No one is.
Nobody are, but yeah.
Well, it is like one person you want to forgive, and vice versa, that you want them to forgive you.
Man.
I don't have any.
That you want to forgive.
Is it because you've already
like
dealt
you mean
with
like
it?
people that I know, or just like people in general?
Yeah, like in your life, in your journey, in the life journey. Yeah.
Nobody. You know, I've settled with whatever. Like I could maybe like think of a few that I would like would see that they would come and ask for forgiveness for something, but I really actually chose to just let it go. You know, I don't need them to come and ask me for that. You know, and you know, I would say nobody.
Well, I think we all have this stupid drunk story that we story, but nothing serious. I would say I've had a pretty decent life so far. So and the people around me anyway. So
I didn't kill anybody. You know, if I did kill anybody, you know, like you could have like involved in an accident and whatever. I would probably wanted the family to forgive me for the mistakes that I've done. You know, maybe if I ran into somebody, you know, by mistake or whatever. Yeah. But I don't have any of that. So.
Okay.
It's maybe stealing a moped or something when I was a teenager, pouring chlorine into the water in the laundry basket, so all the clothes turned white, something like that.
There's nothing
we've done those things,
but there's nothing to forgive.
Yeah, exactly. It's like forgive me.
Yeah, but it was funny.
Yeah,
but it was funny. We laughed, you know, while we're doing it. You know, so you know,
all your clothes are white. You
forgive me.
Yeah,
I think it's more or less we all grew up in a nice place, so we didn't have to be assholes to get through life.
But Denmark is also, it's very safe. It's not that we grew up in like upscale, whatever, neighborhoods or anything. It's just totally normal residential areas. Like even Steffan grew up on a farm. But it's boring teenage life, whatever. And then we played some music.
Okay.
It's just like regular, you know. I had everything I needed. Yeah. All right. I had everything I needed. You know, not more, not less.
Not less.
But
you can't get the expensive shoes. You'll have to get the regular.
I still
shoes.
had to, you know, go get a job while I was, you know, in 6th grade to pay for my first drum kit, though.
You need to tell the story about you being a paper boy and then burning the papers.
Yeah, it was actually cigarettes. It was actually Henrik's job, so I helped him, you know, like deliver the papers, and we were like,
fuck this.
We'll just let's go over to that forest, and we'll just like, you know, in secret, we'll just like burn all the papers and say that we delivered it. You know, like we can smoke some cigarettes. Yeah, cool, man. Let's do that. And he lost his job. So
he lost the job. He was sharing the route with a girl, and she was the one hired by the paper company, and she got fired. Forgive me, that's Henrik.
Yeah, that's Henrik. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that whole fucking paperboy thing and those jobs,
that's
like,
funny. Yeah,
we all had to take them.
So
do that. You know, if you want that stereo, you know, earn it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty grateful for, you know, having that experience.
It's a healthy perspective on life. Like if you want something, work for it. You know, it's not gonna come to you. It's not like Donald Trump, you know.
Yeah.
We say in Danish, he was born with a silver spoon up his ass.
Yeah, exactly. I work so hard. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, fuck you, man. You haven't
Your
done
dad
anything.
gave you thousands of millions,
because
and then you had fun, and now you only have half of the money because you lost it because you were dumb.
Yeah, and your daddy still hates you.
But consider yourself successful. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
But
So like work hard, live hard.
Wow. Have fun.
Yeah,
just have fun.
But again, like we always had what we wanted. Like none of us came from poor conditions or anything.
Yeah.
Regular, super regular.
But not super rich at all.
No.
Just like basic, you know.
Well, where do you guys see yourself in 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. This is a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see that far.
I could like totally see Us totally
Playing stadium
doing
shows.
yeah, and doing bigger shows. So good support tours, gigs that pay better, and writing really good music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dream, it's pretty simple. Getting us out of the day jobs.
For sure.
Really, no one wants to be a millionaire.
That's a lot of us. That's a lot of.
Yeah, exactly. Just doing what we like. I don't mind working.
Yeah.
But
Just want to work on the
would be
thing.
cool to be doing that. Yeah, be doing that work.
Yeah.
I could even still book the shows if I have to. I don't care.
Yeah,
I can do
yeah.
that.
I think if we continue to tour in the United States and Canada, I could easily see the band, winning the big lottery, because I always play the band lottery while we're
that's
over here.
right.
So it's like, hey,
Have
there's
you done it this
Mega
time?
Million, cool. I'll buy a band lotto, and then like
That's
we'll,
actually
we'll take it someday, and when we do, we'll start a fund or something where all the cool bands can apply for tour support or whatever, and then we'll do some cool stuff with it.
Is the Lotto ticket part of the band budget? Like when you negotiate?
No, it's Morten's personal. He always remembers.
It's my
I always
project.
forget. By the way, we need to go to the gas station right now, like after this, and then get that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Got to play the 30 million thing there.
Yeah. Mega Million or whatever. Powerball or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, scratch and
Oh,
sniff.
It could be cool, like as a foreign band, just like win the American lottery.
How does
and
that
just,
even
like,
work? Like, can you
donate a lot of? I don't know if you can do that.
Well, suddenly you would be the owner of that lottery ticket.
yeah, exactly.
That didn't happen, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is the perfect day?
The perfect day?
Yeah,
Perfect day is today.
today. The present.
Tomorrow is the perfect day.
Mm.
But it's not until tomorrow. It's
Yeah, they're all different because
I think
like,
it's-
like what I usually say, like it's good to come to South by and do all the things we do here, but it's also good to leave because then we get back to touring and it's nice to just sit in the van and just listen to some music or just shut the fuck up and
Yeah.
do nothing for a while.
maybe
So it's-
I think like in general the perfect day would be the day a day with no fear. Because everything is fear based, right? When we get back home, it's just like you have bills to pay. You have your job to take care of, like if this happens, I probably gonna live in the streets and blah, blah. Everything is just fear-based, Being on tour is just like letting go. Just letting go. And that comes with letting go of fear as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. So maybe you get tired of touring, but it's also relief at the same time, So that gives you energy and it makes you happy. So days without fear. Probably the best day.
Yeah, I'm with you. Concerns, I guess.
Yeah, concerned. Yeah, totally.
All right, so I'm gonna skip the next one because you guys have kind of answered it with one of my previous. So this is the last one, but it's a 3-parter. It's called I Like, I Wish, I Wonder. I like that I did. I wish I had done, and I wonder what would have happened if.
Oh man, here we go again.
I wonder what would have happened if I had started way earlier studying music.
Why did you start late in life, or?
Kind of, yeah. I think I started when I was 23. I would have loved to, maybe have picked that up like 4 years before that, or maybe like 5 years before that. Like more.
Yeah.
To go deep in the material.
That's similar to when I started, literally around that age.
Yeah. I wonder what would have happened if I did that.
Because then you could have had that youth to play with, and then who knows what happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the same for me, but just on a little different level. I'm thinking like I should have started touring more seriously and looking into all those contacts and booking shows earlier.
Yeah,
that's what I'd wanted to do. But I'm still happy I did it and I started doing it, even though it was kind of late.
But you can't do that without a product, can you? So everything's just like
True.
what comes first. The
Well, we should have
egg or
formed this
the-
band earlier. Really,
Yeah.
we could have formed it like 3 years earlier. But
Oh
maybe.
yeah, sure.
I don't know. There's again saying that there's always a path in life, and things happen. I believe most things, at least, happen for a reason, and sometimes you just have to go through something, maybe even painful, to get to a new stage in life and realize some things. So maybe there was higher purpose, higher reason for us starting as late as we did.
What's like an accomplishment that you're like really proud of the band doing?
And it's like all
just
of it.
just the whole thing.
The whole thing.
I think we're like we
the whole journey.
proud of the journey that we've been doing.
The thing
you
is,
know, like because everything develops. You know, it's always been developing during the past 10 years. So and that's also the fun thing about it.
Oh yeah, he looks ready.
Actually, I think for the band is that we played, as you know, we told you we play a lot of shows in Germany, and sometimes when we play there, some of the bands they are always hanging out backstage, never out front talking to people. And Mikkel, he's been talking about that as well, like meeting people and just talking. And thing we do is just like we are out front, listening to the other bands, talking to the audience. Then we do a show, and then we're out front again, drinking and partying and talking and hanging out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good thing for us. It's defines us.
Exactly. No, I think that built a lot of bridges or whatever. But for us, I think
builds like the community too.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what we were talking to our manager last night, and she was like, she's looking at us playing these shows. It's her first time in Austin for South by. It's our fourth or fifth time, and she's like, everyone that she sees that either get to know us because this is the first time they saw us, or they come back because they saw us like 2 years ago or something. They have this kind of a relationship to us because everyone hung out with us at least like for half an hour or even several hours. They met us a couple of times, and we're not like just sitting backstage boring. We're like, hey man, how you doing? And I might not be able to remember everyone's names, but like that hot sauce guy. Like I was like, oh man, Kansas City, and now you're in Texas. We're like, whoa, you're giving me the pussy sauce because it's fucking mild, and then just hanging out drinking.
Yeah.
You get hugs from everyone and things like that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, well,
really appreciate that.
And we don't do it like a group. We're not standing three guys.
No,
together.
exactly.
Everybody's going.
Like I don't know who he's talking to.
No, we're just like all over the place.
He will, after a tour, we will all have been talking to different people, and like Morten knows some people, I know someone else, maybe someone we all know, and whatever. It's like there's no plan. It's just we go out there and hang, and then whatever happens. It's just a good time.
We meet both audience and business people.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
You never know who you meet, and that's funny, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of stuff.
Another achievement, which is kind of related, is also like just keeping at it, even though it's not always, fun.
The persistence.
Yeah, just keeping at it, like. And especially like for a lot of bands, they contact a lot of people and then they don't get any response, and they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do? We can't do anything."
Just give up.
I was like, "Okay, Denmark doesn't respond well to us. Let's try Germany." It didn't really respond well to begin with. Then let's try the United States. We go over here, and then something happened in Germany. We went back there, and then that started to go well. Oh, and then suddenly we had an opportunity in Canada. Explore there.
Yeah.
Just go where the money is.
We had an opportunity.
Where the interest, the interest is. And then get better at what we're doing all the time. Canada is developing a lot faster because we're better at what we're doing. Because we're not playing shoegaze.
We've seen like cool countries though, like being in Italy, playing Iceland Airwaves, playing in Greece, playing in Poland, playing in.
We haven't played Poland yet.
What was it then?
Czech
It was
Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
It was like
So,
but like just visiting cool countries, hanging out with people. It's nice.
So tell me something about Denmark, because I don't know if I'll ever get to go. Like I might, but I might. I don't know where my life is going.
In my opinion, Denmark is the country in the world where you would find the best way of living. You pay tons of tax and you get tons of things in return. Everything is for free. You pay a little bit more in tax, but it's basically a society where it does. We do everything that we can to take as much concern away from the people as we possibly can. That's probably why they said like we're not the happiest people on earth, and now we're third or whatever. I don't know, but basically it's just like there's tons of things that you don't have to be afraid of. You don't have to be concerned about education, college, getting cancer, blah blah blah.
Well, of course,
everything is
exactly.
But getting concerned about
like I said, like in connection with that, like when you see someone that gets cancer over here and on Facebook, then that same post will have a link to the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't happen in Denmark because it's all free. So when you go through that whole treatment, and let's face it, most people die of cancer, but then you can at least grieve and be supportive instead of trying to raise money.
Or you can come out on the other side and don't.
Which is fucking insane, if you ask me. Like, from a Danish perspective, that whole paying hospital bills while you're dying is like, that's insane. And over here, that's just the way.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. Like, we have trust, we have help. There's this safety net. No one falls all the way to the ground. The system catches you. It's not perfect again.
We catch each other, and we do it because we care. We care for our country and for the people there. And the next thing you probably should know about Denmark is like us paying that much tax. It's like there's this kind of trust from the people to the government and from the government to the people.
Yeah.
And you don't find that in the United States of America. There's nobody in the United States that put trust in the government. No. The government doesn't trust the people. That's why the government don't want Obamacare or the Republican. They don't want it. You can every man is for himself, but there's the American dream.
Yeah.
It's an illusion, but every man for himself, basically. Period. That's it. When it comes to money, living, blah blah blah. So that's a little bit about Denmark.
And again, if you really want the American dream, that's Denmark. Because what is the American dream? It's social mobility. It's the ability.
It's freedom.
It's being able to make it no matter what your background is. If you want something, you can make it happen. And that's not the case over here anymore. If you're poor, you're going to remain poor. It's not going to happen. In Denmark, you have that safety net that enables anyone that has a skill or is good at something to study and become good at it. Go to the university, go all the way through the education system.
Take a PhD.
So anyone can do and be what they want in Denmark. That's the American dream.
Everybody can be a doctor. There. Everybody can be a prime minister. Yeah. And it will cost you. And it will cost you that much. Yeah. It will cost you that much.
Exactly.
And that's the difference.
That's cool. And tell me something about the music and the band that maybe we might not know.
A Danish band?
No, you guys.
The music?
Something about the music.
Or the band that we might not know. Yeah.
Man, we're always talking too much. Everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're pretty straightforward with everything. I don't know.
I'll say this. Maybe people don't know, but Dave Dupuy from Nightmare Air, he did the backing vocals on the song Suburban Depression. And we actually brought that on the backtracks for the songs. So whenever we play that live, Dave Dupuy is still like,
he's with you. He's with you.
He's with us always, every day of the tour.
Me and Dave is singing backing vocals.
So if you're watching Morten and you're like, wow, his voice
he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, it's super high pitched now. Where did that come from? It's like, that's Dave Dupuy on the backtracks.
Yeah. Cool.
That's what's up.
Something you didn't know. And it was actually recorded like 3 years ago.
It was recorded while it was a party at in our practice space. Every year there's Copenhagen in Copenhagen, a metal fest, like huge, like with Slayer and bands like that.
It's close to our practice space.
Yeah, it's close to our practice space. So we have people coming from outside of Copenhagen, and they live in our practice space during the festival, so they can kind of crawl home after the night is over. And so Nightmare Air were in town same time, and there was like, I don't know, 20 people just drinking and yelling, and he was sitting there with an SM58 like, Suburban Depression! Like, that's it. It went on the EP and went out there.
We used it on the album. Yeah, it was pretty great.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like background noise, we had an ice cream truck passing earlier.
Yeah, he had a fucking crowd behind him.
Well, that's pretty much it. Like, this is where we do the plugs. Like, where can they find the band online? Anywhere?
Everywhere. Like, Bandcamp.
If you really want to support us, go to Bandcamp, and that's where you'll find all the vinyl as well. You can order it. We ship everywhere.
You can order all merch there and everything. Yeah, but of course we are like on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
Go to YouTube if you want to watch the videos and not support us, because YouTube doesn't pay fuck all to our artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you, YouTube.
the new creator rules. Like,
so don't buy our music on the iTunes and stuff like that. Go buy it on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp is the place. If you really want to give us some money, buy our music.
They
on
give
Bandcamp.
like 80 or 85% of, they give it to the
more,
bands.
but yeah.
iTunes give.
Well, anyone.
It's
Any
not
sort of
yeah,
service.
A penny a song or whatever.
It's something ridiculous.
Or check us out, like
So,
tour dates on www.foreignresort.com, theforeignresort.com.
Okay.
And you'll find all links to all the sites through
exactly.
Facebook. So go in and
Yeah, exactly.
and
come to our shows.
yeah.
That's really where they're. Come to our shows. We need people at our shows.
yeah, there you find the real Foreign Resort music.
And we'll come and drink with you.
There you go.
While
Yeah,
we play.
no, I've seen that. That is true. That is true.
We have this rumor, like this reputation, like the gin and tonic band is like, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Can't
all
deny
fun.
that one.
Last words.
No, we're gonna go into town now to Austin and check out some more shows. There's
Ringo Death
Death
Star.
Star later tonight.
Oh yeah.
Places Very Strangers.
I've seen them before. They're
Cool
good.
guys like that. Yeah.
So we're gonna see them on their home turf. We saw them in Copenhagen. We played with them in Copenhagen a couple of times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boston.
And
And in Boston, and in fucking where was that? North Carolina somewhere.
we played with Places Very Strangers in Copenhagen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that everyone's here in Austin for this
Yeah, man.
short period of time.
All right.
It'll be good.
Well, that's it. Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh. We done.
Thank you, man.
Thanks
you
for
for doing it.
talking to us, man.